Hello everyone and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to insert Textbox inputs in the designer. Just like any other module, drag and drop a text box from the left-hand menu to where you would like to place it. Once in place, we can click the module to change its configuration. When the module is selected, you will see dashed lines around it, and this will bring the contextual menu on the right. Here, we must first select the named range this input will be associated with from the named range selection. This drop-down will give us the list of all available named ranges with the cell references in parentheses. Name is the text label that will be displayed next to the input. The system will automatically populate the named range into this field once you make that selection. We can simply change this by clicking and editing. The input box will show the placeholder text when no data is entered. This can be used to give your end users a hint as to what they should enter here. The text can also contain the label of the named range selected by using the friendly name tag. We can make this input keep everything in one line or move on to the next line when the user reaches the end of the space provided when entering data. Switching the type option to Multiline will do the latter. The size setting, as the name suggests, will determine the size of the combined area the label and the input will be taking. You can choose between extra small, small, medium, and large options. Horizontal and vertical alignments can be adjusted from the corresponding drop-downs. Note that this will only affect the label and not the input text. The label text can be further customized using the label size selector. We can choose to assign a default value to this input by entering it into the default value option. Resetting the inputs when the page is refreshed will return this input to this default value. The text entered into the tooltip box will be displayed when you mouse over this input. When Trigger Calculations option is enabled, this input will trigger calculations in the entire worksheet. You can leave this enabled in most cases. If you are using a rather complicated sheet and have a lot of calculations, it might be a good idea to disable this option and add a calculate button instead. Enter numeric values into the minimum length and the maximum length boxes if you like to limit the number of characters that can be entered into this field. Selecting Always from the required option will disable users from advancing within the application unless they enter data into this field. For example, users will not be able to save data without first entering information into this input. The default behavior is never. We can also disable or hide this input by choosing from the enabled and visible options. In both options, the input will remain in the designer interface, but will be hidden from the end user or will not allow entering data. Remember to press Submit button to save your changes to this input.